So I bought my Camaro in August of 2024. I got to enjoy it for a day and then it broke down. So I literally drove it for one day and the fun was over. But I've decided that, weather's kind of nice, so might as well take it upon myself to work on it and check what we can do to get it up and running again. I do have the starter motor that just came in. I'm hoping it's the right part. We're gonna test it out, but before we do so, we're gonna make a quick trip to Harbor Freight because I am a little low on tools. I moved into this place about a year ago and it's a slow process getting everything that I need. We already have a jack and a couple of jack stands. It's only the tools that I'm low on, so we'll go grab those right now. There's been a few updates in the fleet. I'll talk more about the Mercedes in a future video. My younger brother brought the M3 today, so we'll tag along, we'll cruise on out there, and yeah, keep y'all posted. Oh, it sounds nice, man. I like it. I like the short throw shifter as well.
It's, I think it's a CF style, like short shifter.
Okay, nice.
Oh, that way. Full extension.
So we just had to do a quick run, grab a couple of tools that I was missing out on. We have those now, so we'll go ahead and jack the car up and put some jack stands underneath, and we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. So it's actually day 2 and the BMW is out of here. He's skedaddled. He don't want part of this. He can't hang tied with them V8s. Nah, all jokes aside, huge shout out to my younger brother. He definitely came through, helped me jack the car up and take a look at what's going on. And unfortunately, the main issue as to why we can't get the old starter out is because there's not great clearance between the exhaust and the transmission lines, I suppose. I'll jack the car up here in just a sec and see if I can get you guys a better view of what I'm talking about. But before I go through even jacking it up again and accessing that and giving it a second go, I think one thing that we need to address is this right here. If you've owned a GM car from the 90s, you know exactly what this is. This is a VATS resistor. And the thing with these older cars from the 90s is Chevy, or GM rather, implemented this resistor security system. So essentially all the keys are mapped to a specific resistor rating, and from the steering column down, it detects it. So it's basically an anti-theft system. So when the car didn't start after I purchased it, my first thought was to just do the VATS delete, and unfortunately that didn't solve the issue. I think before I even try to mess with anything further, I'm gonna just go ahead and pop this back in underneath the steering column. So that way, if I do try to give it a crank, once the new starter is in, I won't have to worry about that. So let me go ahead and pop this back in there, and then we'll go ahead and see if I can show you underneath. And yeah, day 2. It's a beautiful Sunday at 3 p.m. and we'll give it another shot. And if it doesn't work, then we see if we can get someone else to take a look at it. Alright, so that's what I'm talking about. It's underneath the steering column. You gotta hook it up. I'll probably get it soldered eventually, but if it's not hooked up, the car will not start because it's gonna give you a security error. So I finally have this hooked up. It's kind of a pain to work on the car because the way it's positioned in the garage is it's right next to a shelf. So I don't have access from the driver's side. So I have to crawl in from the passenger side and work on it horizontally. But I have it hooked up and I'm probably gonna leave it there now because it's always a pain to get it in and out. It might be a little tough to see, but the starter is like right over there. The transmission lines and the exhaust is not allowing for clearance, which is why we got stuck yesterday. So I'm gonna see if there's a way where I can remove the lines here and get the starter out. Alright, so that was a lot more painful than I thought it would be, but we finally got the old starter out. And yeah, this thing is looking like old, but it does look pretty similar to the new starter here. So yeah, it was just a pain trying to shimmy this thing out of there. My car is an automatic, so if anybody's watching and they have an automatic F-body, it might be the same thing for the Firebird as well. Not sure, but if you have an LT1 automatic car, you got to remove this right here, and this is gonna make the difference. This is the bell housing for the transmission. Once you remove this, you'll have enough clearance to shimmy the starter out of the way. I'd crawl under there and kind of show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, but it's pretty dirty down there, and I think I'm gonna just crawl under and get the job done. Maybe I can link a video of somebody going through the process and just for your guys' knowledge to see what it looks like underneath. But yeah, hopefully with the new starter in, try to give the car a crank, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so the new starter is installed. The only thing that's left is connecting, I don't even know how well you guys can see it, but connecting the grounds that go to the battery. And then, you know, once that's all connected, we'll go ahead and reconnect the bell housing cover here, and we'll try to crank it, and we'll hope for good, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so the car is back on the ground. Install is complete. So now it's the moment of truth. Nope. Nope. No luck. I could try jumping the battery, but it doesn't want to crank. Alright, so we fast forwarded a smidge because it was not in a starting state. And you know what we did today is we tried to jump the battery. When I bought the car, I was told that the battery is good, so I didn't even think of testing that out. But we just jumped the battery, and the car seems to have fired up for now. So, I mean, yeah, as you guys can see, it needs a little bit of work, but you know, that's the fun of a project car, right? Oh, it sounds good. And the rain just had to come down right now as soon as I took the T-tops off. It's just like such a, whatever. I'm not gonna say anything. You know, sometimes you gotta be really patient to get the experience you want in life. But, oh yeah, I'm gonna close up these T-tops, but you know, thankful to say the car is running. It's a great sound. Happy to hear that. And we'll keep you posted along the way as we kind of tidy this puppy up. Thanks for watching, and stick around. More updates to come.